This is Louis Giordell here with RxMuscle.com, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. I'm doing the final wrap-up of the Chicago Pro Wings of Strength with Mr. Canada, Mr. Bodybuilding, Eric DeLaro. Eric, it was a crazy show tonight and went very late, and a lot of kind of, I don't want to say upsets, because, I don't want to take anything away from the athletes that actually won and did well, and, slight others, but there's a lot of maybe unexpected people winning and doing well.
Yeah, there was a lot of great athletes in all categories. You got the 212s, had a great standout in the open class as well. Just everybody, all the athletes were great. It was a great production here with Wings of Strength and with Tim Gardner here. So, just amazing. And the Olympia's around the corner, so everybody's striving for that position.
Speaking of getting back to the Olympia after his motorcycle accident, took him out of the Arnold Brazil. Rolly Winkler with his face when he does his posing, comes in, gets the win. Tightly. Jojo Neforo and the other guys look great up there. You had Onwin getting fourth place. A lot of good competition. Akeem Williams, big size.
Definitely.
Essa Obiad.
Yes, Essa is training out of the Mecca, and I see him every day, so he's really improving. He has a great physique, great size, and conditioning, vascularity, of course, is crazy. And then you got Rolly for sure. Rolly is really he's on a roll, for sure, definitely.
He's got to pick it up for the Olympia, because he looked, I thought, better last year's Olympia. His legs didn't have the size, and his arms were big and crazy, but they weren't at the Olympia. They were like, whoa.
Yeah, definitely. He has one of those physiques where when he starts squeezing his muscles, everything starts popping. It's a really interesting physique, and definitely maybe not as big as he used to be, but definitely a crowd pleaser, and I think he has a great future, definitely, in the Olympia. He's going to have a great showing over there.
Yeah, I just didn't think the other guys, he was just a little crisper. I thought Jojo gave him a very tight run, but those two are definitely above the pack.
Definitely, yes. Rolly doesn't have that really crisp conditioning. Like I said, he looks great when he starts squeezing, and then the others, of course, had great conditioning, and there was some great athletes up there.
Best poser note in the Open was Keith Williams. Pop and lock. He did a flip on stage. 250-pound man doing a flip on stage.
I couldn't believe it. I thought he was going to go right through the floor. Unbelievable.
I thought he was going to snap something.
Incredible.
In the 212s, they're actually very contested. You didn't know really what was going to happen. Charles the Tank Dixon actually pulled out the win. Very close behind him, Hidetade Yamaguchi and Tricky Jackson.
That's it. Hide was looking fabulous. He was full. His muscle bellies were great. I was working with him for almost 3 years, and now he switched over to another trainer. But definitely, he was a man to watch out there. And the other. Who was the first place again?
Charles the Tank Dixon.
Charles the Tank, he has some size on him. Those shoulder cannonball delts, the large lats, he definitely had a little bit size on Hide.
Well, I think Hide maybe, I don't know, I'm no expert. Like I said, I tell everyone I'm no expert on bodybuilding. I'm a fan of bodybuilding. I think maybe he lost some of the size coming down into the 212s. Is that possible?
It could be. I've worked with Hide for 3 years, and he definitely, I saw him backstage pumping up, and I was really impressed with his fullness. He definitely is fuller than he has been in the past. He's trying to strive for that size in the back. Definitely when he turns around, we want to get that, more size on his lats. Especially.
That's really where it was, because when he turned around, Dixon's back was redonkulous.
Yes. Lats were just popping, and he had those cannonball delts, like I mentioned earlier. But definitely, I think it was the right decision. There's a couple more shows left. I'm sure Hide is going to get that position. I think we need him in the Olympia. He's a great showman, great poser, and he has a huge following.
Dixon, too, you could notice on stage, the more it went on, you could see the sheer joy and excitement in his eyes as he posed. He was really having a lot of fun there. He was a genuine guy. I interviewed him after, and he was crying during his interview.
Oh, yeah. You can tell, he has his whole heart in there, and all of these athletes do. They put so much work into it, and, to stand on the stage, it's a real honor here, especially at the Wings of Strength, and get that Olympia position. So, it's emotional for all of them.
And Tricky Jackson in the 212s, best poser. I mean, I could probably call that one before I got here.
Oh yeah, we know he's known for that, and he's always bringing this some new popping and some new dancing. It's he's just entertainment.
Have you ever popped when you're on stage? You're a popped or locked?
I'm more of a stand in one spot Dorian Yates style.
I drink pop and I lock my door. That's about as close as I come to popping or locking.
No popping. I'm too white for that.
Now, when it came to women's physique, it was actually Jamie Pinder and Layla Thompson. And some call it upset, some maybe not. Layla Thompson got second down in New Orleans, and Jamie Pinder's a returning champion. I always call it an upset whenever a returning champion gets beat, just because they have that championship reign. They're trying to repeat, but she came in and pulled it off against Jamie Pinder.
Yeah, I mean, they all look good, the physique ladies. There were some great competitors, and Pinder looked great, And
It was her best look yet. She's actually a little bit bigger than last year. She looked great. She's just how the cards fell today.
Yes, well, she's improving, and I think every show she'll get better and better. So, like you said, she's improving, so that's great.
So Layla Thompson on her way to the Olympia. Now moving on to figure. Quite a few things going on in figure. I mean, I don't know if people knew what was really happening in that. Becky Body didn't even make the top 5, and she's finished some great shows in New York Pro and everything.
Did very well in New York, Becky Body, and she was here today, and there was a lot of great athletes up there today, and especially there's one on my team that did very well.
Oh yeah, in third place, you want to say her name? I know her name's Bojana. I can say Bojana. I can't see it.
Let me say it.
Okay.
Bojana Vasilovic.
Bojana. She's actually staying outside. You want to come over here real quick?
There you are.
Hey.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about your third place and how you've kind of climbed up the ranks?
Yeah, I'm very happy about my placing tonight, and I think that hard work finally paid off. He was working so hard from the last November, and this is my best placing ever, actually, like a pro. And I think this look tonight was my best so far.
Got some points built up now. You're gonna have to go and hit a couple shows. You want to get that Olympia qual?
Yes, I think that we are planning all show. Olympia,
Definitely. We're going to go for, all the upcoming shows, Tampa, Tahoe, San Diego. We're going to do them all. We're going to try our best to see what we can do. I think that once you can get that top 5 position, it's kind of like a domino effect. So we're going to try really hard to improve little things and come in a little better and see what happens. So.
All right, thank you for coming over here.
Thank you, and thanks to RX Forum for always great coverage. I'm happy because my friends can follow. Our friends from Serbia, from my country where I am, they always like to know what's happened on contest.
There you go.
So on RX, they can know. They can see everything like in same second. They have news.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So then in figure, 1 and 2. In figure, Wendy Fortino.
Yes.
And Sydney, what was her last name again? Gilliam. Sorry, Sydney. Actually, she came in. They look like the ebony and ivory. Couldn't really tell anything apart with them. Well, you're sitting there in the third place spot. What did you think about those two competitors in the 1-2?
Oh, they're both awesome. Their genetic structure and. I can tell that I don't want to be on Wendy's side because she is my friend, but I have to say that maybe I better like Wendy's look. That's my personal opinion.
It's subjective sport.
Of course.
I think that could have gone either way. Yeah. I think it just went that way.
Yeah. It's just a little difference between them.
Bet you wouldn't know this, but they're both track stars.
Yes, they're a former track and field athletes, same like me. And Wendy and me, actually, we have a lot of similarity. We are former gymnasts and track athletes. We are same weight, high, blondes. We have our pro debut at the same contest, and we compete at every contest together.
Wow, so maybe that's why you like Wendy Fortino's physique better.
No, she's really my good friend. No, Cindy looks great, awesome. I was when I first saw her photos on the internet a couple months ago on her first contest. I was like, wow.
She's only 21.
She's amazing.
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 I mean, it's amazing. A lot of the top athletes in this sport come from a track background, so that's very interesting. You know, I think it's
I actually come from a track background, but I'm not a great athlete.
did you did decathlon?
I swam. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh man, yeah. So, yeah, definitely, it was a great production here, and you know, thank you for the interview here and the wrap up. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Canada, Eric Delara. And hey, Bojana coming over and jumping in the wrap up with us. Couldn't, spice it up with a little Serbian fire in the wrap up.
My pleasure.
So here I am with Bojana.
Vasiljevic.
I'll never get it right. Eric Delara, Mr. Canada, and Louis Yurdell signing off for RxMuscle.com, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs, most hardcore supplements in the industry today, Wings of Strength Chicago.